Have you ever left a conversation feeling like a deflated balloon? Does someone in your life constantly drain your energy with their negativity? You slam the door shut, take a deep breath, and think, there they go again. Let's face it, dealing with toxic people is an unfortunate but inevitable part of life. They can be colleagues, family members, even close friends whose words and actions leave you feeling frustrated, upset, and downright drained. But what if there was a way to navigate these interactions with more grace and inner peace? What if you could develop a mental shield that deflects negativity and empowers you to stay calm and composed, even in the face of toxicity? Today, we're going to be tackling a topic that affects us all, dealing with toxic people. But instead of getting stuck in a cycle of negativity, we're going to turn to the wisdom of ancient stoicism. It's a practical philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, reactions, and actions, and to accept what we cannot control, the behavior of others. By applying these principles, we can learn to navigate challenging relationships with greater strength and resilience. So let's dive in and discover how to become a stoic master of difficult interactions. 1. Practice indifference. The stoic concept of indifference is a powerful tool when dealing with toxic people. It involves recognizing that external events and others' opinions cannot harm your inner self unless you allow them to. When faced with a toxic individual, remind yourself that their words or actions have no inherent power over your well-being. For instance, if a coworker constantly criticizes your work, instead of internalizing their negativity, acknowledge their comment without letting it affect your self-worth. This doesn't mean ignoring legitimate feedback, but rather not letting unwarranted criticism shake your confidence. 2. Focus on your response. While you can't control others' behavior, you have complete control over your own reactions. This stoic principle is crucial when dealing with toxic people. Instead of wasting energy trying to change their behavior, channel your efforts into managing your response. For example, if a family member makes hurtful comments, take a deep breath and choose a calm, assertive response rather than reacting emotionally. You might say, I understand you have strong opinions, but I'd appreciate it if we could discuss this more respectfully. 3. Observe without judgment. Stoics practiced viewing events objectively, without emotional attachment. Apply this to toxic behavior by observing it as you would a natural phenomenon. When confronted with a difficult person, mentally step back and observe their behavior as if you were watching a documentary. Notice their tone, body language, and words without immediately reacting or judging. This detachment allows you to respond more effectively and avoid taking their actions personally. 4. Set clear boundaries. Establishing and enforcing boundaries is essential when dealing with toxic individuals. Clearly communicate your limits calmly and firmly. For instance, if you have a friend who constantly dumps their problems on you without reciprocating support, you might say, I care about you, but I'm feeling overwhelmed. Can we limit our venting sessions to once a week and focus on positive topics other times? Be prepared to consistently enforce these boundaries, even if it means limiting contact. Before we go further, if you enjoy enriching Stoic contents, please remember to click the subscribe button and ring that notification bell so that you won't miss our weekly sharing of Stoic wisdom for your personal growth. 5. Use negative visualization. This Stoic technique involves imagining worse scenarios to appreciate that the current situation is manageable. When dealing with a toxic boss, for example, imagine losing your job or working in a more hostile environment. This perspective can help you handle the situation with more patience and gratitude for the positive aspects of your work. It doesn't mean accepting mistreatment, but rather putting the situation in context and approaching it with a clearer mind. 6. Cultivate empathy. Try to understand the root cause of toxic behavior. Often it stems from inner pain, insecurity, or ignorance. If you have a constantly critical parent, consider that their behavior might be projecting their own unfulfilled expectations or childhood traumas. This understanding doesn't excuse their behavior, but can help you respond with compassion rather than anger. It might also provide insights into how to communicate more effectively with them. 7. Embrace the obstacle. Stoics viewed challenges as opportunities for growth. When dealing with a difficult person, reframe the interaction as a chance to practice virtue and strengthen your character. If you have a challenging colleague, use the situation to hone your patience, communication skills, and emotional regulation. Each interaction becomes a training ground for becoming a better version of yourself. This mindset shift can transform dreaded encounters into valuable learning experiences. 8. Practice selective association. While we can't always choose who we interact with, we often have more control than we realize. Evaluate your relationships and consciously choose to spend more time with positive influences and less with toxic ones. This doesn't mean cutting people off abruptly, but rather making intentional choices about your time and energy. Gradually increase time spent with supportive friends and decrease time with those who drain you. 9. Maintain emotional distance. Don't let others' toxicity seep into your inner peace and self-worth. Visualize a protective bubble around yourself during interactions with toxic people. This mental image can help you engage with them without absorbing their negative energy. Practice emotional detachment by reminding yourself that their behavior reflects their issues, not your worth. When they say or do something hurtful, imagine their words bouncing off your protective bubble instead of penetrating your emotions. 10. Use reason over emotion. When faced with toxic behavior, analyze the situation logically rather than reacting emotionally. If someone is trying to manipulate you, break down their argument or behavior step by step. Ask yourself, what are the facts of the situation? What assumptions am I making? What would a neutral observer say? This rational approach can help you see through manipulation and respond more effectively. It also helps maintain your composure in heated situations, allowing you to make better decisions. 11. Remember impermanence. A key Stoic principle is that everything is temporary. When dealing with a difficult situation or person, remind yourself that this too shall pass. If you're in a toxic work environment, focus on your long-term career goals and view this as a temporary phase in your journey. This perspective can help you endure short-term discomfort for long-term benefits. It also prevents you from catastrophizing, reminding you that no matter how unpleasant the current situation is, it will eventually change. 12. Seek the lesson. Stoics believed in finding value in every situation. When interacting with toxic people, ask yourself what you can learn from the experience. Dealing with a manipulative friend might teach you valuable lessons about setting boundaries and recognizing red flags in relationships. A micromanaging boss could help you develop better organizational skills and self-reliance. By actively looking for the lesson in each difficult interaction, you transform negative experiences into opportunities for personal growth and wisdom. 13. Practice self-reflection. Regularly examine your own behavior to ensure you're not contributing to the toxicity. After a difficult interaction, take time to journal about your reactions. What triggered you? How could you have responded differently? Are there any patterns in your behavior that might be exacerbating the situation? This self-awareness is key to personal growth and better handling future situations. It also helps you take responsibility for your part in any conflict, which is essential for maintaining integrity and potentially improving the relationship. Mastering these Stoic techniques for dealing with toxic people takes time and practice. Start by choosing 1 or 2 strategies that resonate with you and apply them in your daily life. As you become more comfortable, incorporate more of these principles into your interactions. Remember, the goal isn't to change toxic people. That's beyond your control. Instead, these Stoic secrets empower you to maintain your peace of mind and integrity in the face of negativity. By applying these principles, you'll not only better handle difficult people, but also grow stronger and more resilient in the process. If you found these Stoic secrets helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more practical wisdom. Together, we can create a more resilient and harmonious world, one interaction at a time. Until next time, stay stoic and stay strong.